Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Air travel is one of the most exciting ways to journey across the world, but it also requires a little courtesy to make the skies friendlier for everyone. Now these are some essential flight etiquette. Boarding. Boarding is smoother when we all follow instructions. Stick to your boarding group, keep your pass handy, and step aside quickly once you find your seat. A little order goes a long way in getting everyone on board faster. Overhead bins. Now these are for everyone. Place your larger bags above and keep smaller items under the seat in front of you. That way, there's enough space for all passengers and fewer delays. Phone use. Now this, once the aircraft door closes, all devices must be in flight mode. A simple switch helps keep communication safe and smooth for both crew and passengers. Talking about the middle seat rule, the unwritten rule says this: if you are in the middle seat, both armrests are yours. It's a small courtesy that can make flying more comfortable for all. Noise levels. Keep conversations and devices at a reasonable volume. Headphones are a traveler's best friend, and courtesy in the cabin ensures a peaceful flight for everyone. Talking about disembarking. When the plane lands, don't rush the aisle. Wait for your roll's turn. Collect your belongings quickly and move forward calmly. A little patience makes disembarking hassle-free. And lastly, hygiene and health. Of course, hygiene matters. Always cover your mouth when sneezing or coughing. Use sanitizers and keep your space tidy. Clean habits make for healthier skies. Flying is not just about reaching your destination. It's also about the experience we share along the way. With these simple etiquettes, we can all make air travel smoother, calmer, and more enjoyable. Praise Peters for Voice of the People TV.
Voice of the People. You can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is Suibifa Dokobo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikenda Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Chuka, Amayanabo the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV. Stay with us.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions. In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Apc'S. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Atiku and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People Television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, please discuss.
My name is Esther. They call me the Oga of them are the general overseer of them all. Every man, every woman has got a voice where integrity is the volume. So this is Voice of the People's TV. Voice of the People's TV. So this is the people's voice. And the people's voice is the voice of God. That's the voice populi in Latin. The people's voice is the voice of God. So keep watching Voice of the People. In fact, my name is Voice of the People. Keep watching MC Ado Pikin.
Hi guys, my name is Kagan. I am Nigeria's biggest tech content creator. And I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Voice of the People TV. Keep watching, enjoy, and you're welcome.
My name is MC Alamano. They say call me Enjoy Medlandlord. It's VOP TV. Keep watching VOP TV. Don't touch it down. Even if you want to touch it down, increase the volume. If you don't increase the volume, I told me.
My name is Collins Agawabe, popularly known as No My Day, but last, more than No My Day, or more. Not be all so the cook right at the fry plantain. We keep on watching VOP TV. The voice of the people, the voice of Edo. If you don't want to get the authentic news for Edo, the way it be, that's why they show and all they cut anything come on. At VOP TV.
Hello there, welcome on board. Of course, it is People's Voice on VOP TV, where the story shape the narrative. And today we'll be dissecting a major story that is dominating the line and sparking conversation across the nation. We're talking about Atiku's stand as regards to the ADC presidential tickets, and of course, we'll be dabbling around a Wike situation with the APC. Of course, the APC government have actually given President Bola Ahmed Tinubu an ultimatum. They said either Wike or us. APC gives Tinubu the deadline to make the decision as regards to River State struggle. And so many people actually talked about this ADC situation and saying that Obi joining the ADC, I beg your pardon, would actually make the coalition group a very successful one. But the situation now is saying otherwise, because everyone is saying that I can never and I don't want to be vice president. And of course, Atiku Abubakar said he's not backing down. So join the conversation with experts inside the citizen perspective. Share your thoughts with us. I am Savior. Let's look into other news stories with details. Sari Dokumbo pledges support for Tinubu's re-election. A prominent Niger Delta activist and traditional ruler has declared his unwavering commitment to the success of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Dokumbo made this pledge during a visit by Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to his place in the Gama River State. Okay, so I think for now, the FCT minister and the former governor of River State has been going here and there. I don't know if he's contesting, because it is only someone that wants to contest in an election that goes for consultation like this, but he has not even resumed office. Maybe today, I don't know if he's, but as at the time, I was arranging this report, Wike is still, playing around, in River State. His successor has really given him a very tough time by defecting. So we'll be looking into that situation as well. But away from that particular one, PDP remains strong and resilient, says former President Jonathan. Of course, Jonathan has actually reaffirmed that the People's Democratic Party is alive, strong, and resilient despite internal division within the party. Speaking at the meeting with the PDP National Working Committee in Abuja, Jonathan described the party as a fundamental pillar of Nigeria's democracy and a national institution. Okay, I wouldn't want to say otherwise. Since Jonathan is actually saying this, let's see what will happen in the coming days. But we got some predictions that some heavyweights from the PDP, including Sheyi Makinde, might be defecting as well to the ADC. But I don't know if that particular one would actually happen. But this is political a year, okay, where they get to do their permutation, do their realignment before they move into 2027. So anything is possible, right? Peter Obi won't get ADC tickets, says presidential aide Daniel Bwala, the special advisor to the president on policy communication, has stated that Peter Obi will not secure the presidential or vice presidential ticket of the African Democratic Congress. Bwala claimed that Obi lacks the capacity to lead or coordinate any coalition movement and will eventually contest the next general election on a different platform. This is quite serious. Are you saying that Obi would still leave the same ADC later to move to another place? Okay, we never can tell. Let's just hope that this particular prediction is not true, because I sincerely do not like when politicians defect or moving from here to there as if they don't have a base, And let's come here to what the former lawmaker representing Abio's Central Senatorial District said. Nigeria will improve if Tinubu continues for another 4 years. Senator Chris Adigije has expressed optimism that Nigeria's fortune will change for the better if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu completes his second term in office. He actually made this assertion at a stakeholder meeting of All Progressive Congress in Abia State. Stated that Tinubu's policy are yielding positive results, citing the downward trend in food and fuel prices. This particular one is quite dicey, because the same reforms that we're talking about today, the same policies we're talking about today, is actually happening to Nigerians on the opposite end. That's why we're actually complaining that what's happening with these policies, and whenever they give us the indices, their facts and figures, it doesn't tally with what reality is saying. But of course, we had one of Labour Party's chieftain also joined the program yesterday, and he also, agreed that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on some policies that he actually did well or is even performing well. So, and I asked him, I said, is he politically driven as regards to that statement, or is just saying it based on, factual facts? But that was what he actually, mentioned. So let's just believe that this is what it is. But of course, Nigerians also have what the situation is. Nigeria's democracy under threat, Atiku warns. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has sounded the alarm, warning that Nigeria's democracy is facing an existential threat due to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration allegedly weakening opposition party and shrinking democratic space. These trends, Atiku notes, could lead to a de facto one-party state. And of course, I know that we've been talking about that particular one for a while now as being against one-party state, but why are the coalition group not also strong enough, or other opposition party? I am still of the opinion that Atiku was still meant to remain in the PDP and build that particular party instead of everybody. So the new trend now is when once a party looks like it's not strong anymore, we move and either join coalition or we go to the winning side. What happens to you rebuilding? Everybody shooting their swords and trying to see how to build a formidable, opposition party instead of moving from here to there. So that means that in the coming years, if the ADC is not so doing fine and the APC now looks like the messiah again all of a sudden, then some people would actually still move there. So for me, it's about your integrity. It doesn't speak well. That's all I would say as regards to that particular. So instead for you to always point fingers at the ruling party, you should also fix your party. If your party is okay, if your party looks good, I don't think anybody would also want to leave your party to another state, to another party. Someone once mentioned a particular statement. He said if you have TV at home, you don't think that your child would go to the neighbor's place to peep from the window to watch TV on the other side. So, but that's all we're saying here. Let's move away from that particular and talk about the man of the moment who actually, was granted bail. Court grants Abubakar Malami 500 million bail money laundering case. Federal High Court in Abuja has granted the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, his wife, and of course his son, in the sum of 500 million each, with 2 sureties. The sureties must have landed property in Asokoro, Maitama, of course, Agbarimpa, and submit their traveling documents to the court. Malami and his sureties were also ordered to deposit their 2 recent passport photographs with the court, and the court ruled that Malami must not travel outside the country without the court's permission. And it will remain, of course, in Kuje prison pending the perfection of his bail conditions. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission had filed a 16-count charge alleged money laundering case against Malami, his son, and of course his wife. So I actually saw a particular debate, online today as regards to how much was stolen and how much is the bail. And we know one thing about this country: when once someone is granted bail, it's very hard before you put them, behind bars again, except on rare cases. But let's see what will happen. So in total, Malami and his family actually paid a whopping sum of 1.5 billion naira. And I must also ask, all of this money that court gets to take as regards to bail fees and all of that, where did this money go to? Is it the same federal government? I will need clarity. We just want accountability as regards to, how funds have been spent, because this money, in the long run, is also our money. These were part of our budget loot that I was talked about. So much is really going on in the country. In a situation whereby some would steal billions or trillions of naira, and they would actually give them a fine of 30, 50 million naira for them to go back to their home. So Nigeria is just a country that we just have to be patient enough to hope that someday it will be better. So join the conversation. Kindly call the number 09044720605. Follow us on social media at VOTV Live. You can use the hashtag People's Voice on VOTV, and of course on YouTube, the Voice of People TV. Kindly hit the subscribe button, and together we can make our voices heard. It's time for us to go on a quick break. As soon as we return, we'll be dissecting first, conversation here. Atiku stand. I won't step down for anyone. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned, please. Have a break. Welcome back to the program Minister People's Voice on VOP TV. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has dismissed calls for him to step down in favor of Peter Obi in the African Democratic Congress, ADC. The presidential ticket, of course, is not clear for now, but is insisting that no aspirant will withdraw for another in the coalition. Atiku emphasized the party's commitment to an open, transparent, and competitive process for selecting its flag bearer. Atiku stated emphatically no one is stepping down in the ADC presidential race. He accused the ruling All Progressive Congress of attempting to destabilize the ADC by interfering in its internal affairs. Atiku also criticized President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, describing it as a national liability and suggesting that Tinubu should be the one to step aside. The ADC is currently focused on building its grassroots structures nationwide. We're now being joined by Mr. Elvis Elimiele, a journalist, political and public affairs analyst, a member of the Guide of Public Affairs Analysts of Nigeria. You're welcome on board, sir.
Good afternoon, Savior.
Officially, this is our...
Yeah, this is our first show.
Happy New Year, sir. We only spoke on the phone, you know.
Yes.
You're welcome on board, sir.
Thank you.
So, you heard all of the news stories, and of course, talking about Atiku Abubakar's, assertion as regards to no one is going to step down for anybody in this particular race. What implication might Atiku's refusal to step down have on the ADC's chance in the 2027 presidential election?
Well, he has said it, that it's going to be an open contestation, that all the aspirants are going to contest, and the one that he favors most will be the one that will clinch the ticket. I've always said it, Savior, that Atiku Abubakar will not organize a political party and give the ticket to another person to fly the flag of that.
Especially when he even donated his office.
I mean, I said last week Wednesday, I had this discussion in our sister station.
Yeah.
And almost everybody that called in started branding me names and calling me that, saying that I have APC ticket and all that. It was last week Wednesday that will be actually decamped
on the 31st. Yes.
So it was our major discussion in our sister station last week Wednesday. And I told our listener in that show then that if Atiku Abubakar is contesting the presidential ticket under ADC, it will be difficult for Obi to have that ticket. It was good to be decamped, but I don't know the agreement or arrangement that they have before Obi actually decamped. And many of them were like, Obi is not a baby. He would have gotten the assurance that he was going to be given the ticket before he decamped. Good and well, if there is any arrangement of that nature. But if there is no arrangement of that nature, like what we are hearing now, Atiku Abubakar's aide has repeated this, has said this thing before, that Atiku Abubakar was going to contest. Then we also heard from Dele Momodu, a very close ally of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, that he was going to contest. And now the aide has repeated it again. And now we are getting, we are in the new year. The political atmosphere is getting tensed, gradually. By June, July, we'll start seeing primaries coming up. Campaign will officially kick off on the 18th of November this year for the general election. So everything about the election is just for some time, just some months from now. So this is the best time that we'll have to weigh our pros and cons and actually know where this coalition is going to lead Nigeria to. Because if, like I said, if Atiku is contesting, financial muscle to get the ticket, Obi does not have it.
He doesn't have it, or he doesn't want to spend it. Which of them?
No. You see the ones, 2019, Atiku Abubakar got a PDP ticket.
Yeah.
2023, he got it. You understand? And go and look at what happened. So yesterday that they said dollars were being used to buy delegates. Delegates started switching allegiance. Apart from Tambuwa stepping down from him at the last minute in Port Harcourt during the PDP's primary.
Yeah.
We saw that much money exchange hands. So most of the delegates that are actually coming for primaries are coming to line up their pocket because there is so much. All the aspirants are actually coming with money. In Nigeria, there has to be the highest bidder. This is not who is coming to actually become a messiah for Nigerians. And It is when you get the presidential ticket first from a political party, before every other supporter that say, oh, we want this person to be our president, we have the opportunity. If the wrong person gets it, some other persons might withdraw. So this is not our candidate, you understand? That was what happened in PDP in 2023 general election. You know, it was even what caused the trouble between Wike and Atiku Abubakar that led to where PDP is today. Before the G5 now came up and all that. So I am foreseeing a very dark and cloudy political atmosphere for ADC at this moment. It's not this one former vice president is talking about that APC is accusing President Tinubu. It is not really about President Tinubu's matter. If they actually want to have a credible opposition as ADC, somebody like himself should have played the role of another statesman for this 2027 general election and say, come, this as it is, there is an arrangement, north and south. Now, their brother in the north has had 8 years. Then we have the present president now from the south. You know, ideally, the certain people will want the present president to have 8 years. But if there must be a change coming in, it must also be that the person that will succeed him, if really, I mean, the APC will definitely feature him. Then if let ADC also think of, okay, we want somebody that will challenge the sitting president. Let's give a ticket to anybody from the south that we believe will be able to challenge him. I don't want to start, mentioning names now. It could be anybody from the south. Let us, every one of us from the north, rally around him and campaign for him in the north, knowing fully whether he's only coming to do 4 years. It will not come back to us in the north. Okay. Then those of them who are actually aspiring to become president from the north, as soon as the south ends their 8 years by 2031, they cannot come in. So if we are now using this greed, and it must be me, selfishness, and say, no, I have to go because I have the big fat pocket and because I am popular. You may be popular, within the party now. But this analogy I'm just telling you as savior might also lead to some kind of sympathy votes. People say, no, it is not the turn of the north yet. Even if they like you and say, no, we must complete our 8 years. Your brother have just completed their 8 years. Put all this one into parameter and let's drop this selfishness and it must be me. I must grab it by all means. Let's drop it. If you actually think of want to save Nigeria, that you are actually saying that this present APC is not doing well and that we need to change the leadership of Nigeria, put all these ones into consideration and drop yourself out of it. And let's see how it goes. If you give the ticket to somebody else that is, and rally around him, even your humongous fat pocket, use it to support this person. But what we are talking about, my people say, it doesn't matter how you kill your enemy, provided he dies. Okay, rally around with him and say, we want to change this APC government by all means. Let me drop this toga. Let me drop this my selfish attitude towards I must be president for these 4 years. Let somebody from the south actually contest. Then they can get a VP from the north. Then let's join hands and campaign with this person. It will go well. But this one that we are not hearing, it's going to be an open contestation. All the aspirants are coming to contest, and the one that gets it is a political statement, my brother.
Okay.
And it will not lead us anywhere.
Okay, Mr. Elvis, I love the fact that you took your time to touch every necessary, areas of this conversation. But let me pick it up from the middle, and of course, I'll go back to the beginning where you picked it up from. You said that what you would have advised is for the ADC to all come together, rally around the southern person.
Yes.
To go and it would just do it the remaining 4 years. Do you think there is anybody in that particular coalition that just wants to do 4 years? Don't forget that the politicians we're looking at today, they're all greedy. And I say this with all sense of responsibility. If they are not, the same Atiku Abubakar said that if he doesn't win a particular election, he's not coming back to contest again. He said it before, he lost, he came back again. Now, he mentioned the same statement in 2023, if you remember. He said that would be the last election he'll be contesting. And what happened? After he lost, today, the same Atiku Abubakar has said he also wants to be in the race. So which southern person would actually want to leave, that particular seat of power, being addressed as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces for 4 years? That's the first question I need to ask you. But let me move up to that of the coalition situation. If you recall when some people were actually making speculations, and of course, Obi was saying that he was waiting for the ADC to talk about zoning. And Abdullahi, the spokesperson for the ADC, he said that they are not there yet. But of course, they don't even have issues with as regards to, zoning, but they are not there yet. We don't know what Obi discussed with them. But the same way you talked about popularity from the beginning of your conversation as regards to Atiku being popular, But when we talk about the obedient movement, there's a reaction coming from them. And there would be a reaction coming from them. The same reaction came from some loyalists to Wike at the primaries. That particular day I was in Abuja when that particular power play happened. So we saw so much that happened. In short, Wike branded different luxurious buses, coastal buses, thinking he already won that primaries. Until what happened.
Tambuwa stepped down.
For
his brother.
Where they will tell you Arewa is Arewa.
Yeah.
Now, the same situation now. The ADC are not planning to zone, their presidential tickets to the south. They want to make it open. And you know what it means for you to keep something open? Obi does not have a chance where Atiku is. Let's call it spade a spade. I'm just giving a prediction. But if Obi loses in the primaries, do you think ADC will still become, or they will still be that particular strong, a coalition group?
That's the big question now, Savior. If Obi loses the primary.
And I also want to talk about the certain person that you are thinking that would just want to do
No, I'm getting there. Yeah. If Obi loses the primary, the obedience that are saying wherever Obi goes, they will go with him.
They came out last week and they talked about that Obi must not become a vice to anybody.
Yes, will they still remain in ADC and say, okay, since Obi lost the primary, whoever that emerged as the presidential candidate for ADC, they will go with that person? Would they still remain?
They wouldn't.
That's the big issue, because Obedient is not talking about political party. Obedient is saying, that Obi must not be talking about vice presidential candidate for any political party. Obi himself have also said that he has visited presidents, so many presidents in the world leaders, and that he has been sitting and meeting with world leaders. Why will he be talking about becoming a vice president when he has been meeting with world leaders? He gave a categorical example on how he went to locate the president of Indonesia in his village and asking some certain question, how he met Paul Kagame and others of Rwanda. So he has been meeting he has been meeting presidents, sitting presidents. And because of that, Obi said he is not even going to get settled for a vice presidential candidate. So now, with this kind of arrangement, I still watched Bolaji Abdullahi yesterday in one of the channels, still talking about they are not there yet. Why are they saying they are not there yet? When some of their leaders are already making statements. Atiku Abubakar is making statement that everybody is going to open race to contest for the ticket of ADC. Knowing fully well that if they go for that open race, people like Obi can win that thing. Amechi can win it.
Amechi even agreed that he can be a minister.
You understand? I'm talking of those certain leaders, big wigs that are in that ADC. So, in particular, Obi has said it, that 4 years is enough for him to position Nigeria. That he is ready to do 4 years. He has said it. That he's ready to do 4 years and you hand over. He would have put he would have put all the channels, all the platforms in place, that whoever is taking over from him, we have where to build on.
Mr. Elvis, I would like us to actually look at facts and figures.
No, it's not about facts and figures. If you look at that, he has said it. We will remind him.
Now, that's the thing. When you use the word "we will remind him," have you forgotten how many things we've reminded different presidents?
No, we have not.
We've reminded governors.
We have not tried it in some persons.
No, you don't understand. When they come out, they read their manifesto, they come to campaign. We get to remind them. The same way you and I reminded the president as regards to him saying ASU strike will become a thing of the past. When we did a retrospect of last year, did we not see ASU surface? Did we not see resident doctors strike surface? So the situation of us always saying that we remind, don't forget that the same Obi, when he was a governor, he was once impeached, right?
Yeah.
But he came back. And just like the situation of Fubara, who once mentioned that my mind is off from that seat. I don't even want to go back. Ever since I left that particular seat after he was suspended, you know, I've been fine. But that's the same Fubara that is fighting for that seat today. So I just feel it is quite rare and difficult to find any politician in Nigeria that will tell you he wants to do that 4 years and step away when they were not removed forcefully.
Yeah, but that's true. They are greedy. But remember, by 2031, if Obi gets it in 2027 to 2031, it will not be favoring the South any longer. Because this arrangement that we have, even though it's not constitutional, like we go to the North, we definitely leave in. Everybody will now be looking at it that, okay, we supported you to get in there, even though you are from the South in second, to do your 4 years. The Northerners, you know, you cannot even get to the presidency of Nigeria with only certain votes. So if he gets in there, which means you have gotten so much popular vote from the North as well. So if you look at that parameter around him, even if he's wanting to renege on his promise, he might not favor him. And again, remember, there's still going to be primaries before you get the ticket in 2031. If his body language is changing and he's not ready to leave office, he might even lose the primaries from the beginning. It's possible. So let us even just leave what do you call it now? Leave doubts, benefit of doubt, and see whether if he's giving the ticket to fly the ADC ticket in 2027 and by 2021, whether he will be living there. And in Nigeria, he said within 4 years we're able to reform Nigeria. Whether he will be able to reform Nigeria, we just want to start from somewhere. We have had this kind of APC 10 years now, 10 years and 6 months now. They've been in this nation now, ruling this nation. What is different from PDP 16 years? It's even worse with APC 10 years now. I was reading the report before I came into the studio that about 141 million Nigerians by 2026, in December 2026, this year we go into poverty. Yeah. PwC just released that. So is that why I'm moving Nigeria forward now? I'm moving Nigeria backward. So if you look, remember 2018, 2019, Nigeria became the poverty capital of the world under APC.
But I want to ask you a question. Since you're actually making it look like it's a party thing, I would like to throw the question to you. Of course, I did to Mr. Dele-Fanimo yesterday on the show. Do you think that the PDP's administration is better than APC's administration?
101%.
But please don't also forget, I would allow you, give me your reasons, of course, but don't forget that in the PDP administration, we also had 1,001 people who were also corrupt, and they also stole funds.
No. Yes, good. Let's start from there.
All right.
Even we had 1,001 corrupt persons. Then, we now have 1,000.
And some of them are the same people that people are calling Messiah today.
Yeah, I'm coming there. We all now have 1,002 in APC. The same PDP that said, okay, we are talking about 1,001 corrupt persons. They actually set up EFCC that we are still using today.
Yeah.
They set up ICPC that we are still using today. We saw that the first chairman of EFCC then, the present National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, how he was able to investigate his boss, late Balogun, IG Balogun, and brought Balogun to the situation that left to his abrupt retirement and left the police force. That was his boss. We also saw there was a time that this padding that has become so glaring now in APC. We have just heard the budget now, 58 point something. We don't know how much is padded in it, but we'll hear later, very soon, when they start breaking it down. There was padding that when Adolfo Wabara was the Senate president, former minister for housing, environment and housing, something like that, Mama Mobolaji, that woman from Ondo State, her budget was padded. Then there was this also Fabian Osuji, education minister, was also fingered in padded budget. Obasanjo was outside the country when this matter got to the house and the matter became an issue. When he came in, Obasanjo first of all sacked his ministers. He sacked them because of budget padding. We have never had it again now since in Nigeria. Then I told the National Assembly that I don't have confidence in your leader any longer. I don't have any confidence in your leader again. That was what led to the impeachment of Adolfo Wabara as Senate president. We have had that. In terms of fighting corruption, in fact of fighting corruption. We have had that, at least under President Olusegun Obasanjo. Yes, he may not be sent, may not be that perfect, but at least we can mention some of these ones. How many have you heard in APC government? The so-called Messiah who told Nigeria was going to fight corruption, the late President Muhammadu Buhari. Look at all these ministers now, how many of them that are there now with EFCC. We went further. Today,
we also have PDP's ministers who also, went in. Don't forget.
Yes, I know. Okay. I'm telling you some of those ones that at least we can mention in PDP that PDP did, even though they were, for their own members. Then we also have today that even this debt now that Nigeria we don't even know how much we are owing now. PDP paid it all and gave Nigeria a clean slate. Within these few years of APC now, Nigeria is now wallowing in debt.
A serious one to be
serious one for that matter.
Yeah.
Then we also saw that at least infrastructure, if not for any other thing, I could sit down in my house now and also be talking to you in the studio and be doing this show. We have had this technology in the world ever since, but we never had it in Nigeria. It was PDP's era that we have a GSM.
You're only talking you're talking about the person of former President Olusegun Obasanjo.
Yeah, if you mention PDP, you mention Olusegun Obasanjo. Right. You also, I'm coming. You also saw that at least gave us this technology that at least, even if we want to talk to somebody now, we can have a guest now from Port Harcourt, from any part of the world, will be in this studio with us. We saw technological change. We also saw one bold thing he did that Nigerians cannot really remember him for. When he got into power, President Olusegun Obasanjo, he said, no, every military officer that have tasted political power must go.
Yeah.
Because he cannot contain these people in the barrack, and he will remain in Aso Rock. He retired all of them. Even those of them who were having that ambition that, let them come in. Maybe in the next 3 years, we can now begin to talk of coup and not have to flush them out. He retired them. How many presidents of this world can have that boldness? He did it. If you want to start mentioning most of these things that PDP did, that before we got into the hands of APC that said they were coming as Messiah that we are today now, there are so many. This lifestyle we are living now that Nigerians can no longer feed. I didn't drive just from Aja to this place and I paid almost 4,000 naira. This afternoon, transport fare within Lagos. I'm not out of Lagos. I didn't go out of Lagos. Was it like this then? A liter of fuel now, that as at the time Jonathan was leaving, how much was a liter of fuel? Jonathan was 90-something.
But this is actually a global change thing, and so many things evolve. And
are there still no countries in the world today that are still enjoying? If you are talking of global change, why is it that global change is always affecting the people and it's not affecting them? If you are talking of global change, savior, you should also be talking of welfare to cushion it for the people. You should. That is what
not
government.
Taxing them.
Not taxing them. That's what government is all about. But in our own case, we are always pushed to the brink. Nigerians are always pushed to the brink.
Okay.
Since APC came in.
Mr. Evans, yes, I love the fact that you said Nigeria are always pushed to the brink. Now, some people actually made some assertions that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done so much, but Atiku Abubakar's statement says otherwise. He said the president has made Nigeria a national liability. That was the statement he mentioned. But I would like you to talk about that because Comrade Eragbi Anslem from the Labour Party, he actually said that so many policies that the president is doing is really, going on well, and it's serving the people, in as much as it's still lacking in some parts. But over time, I've seen so many people saying that all of his policies, his reforms, none of them is actually yielding good results for the people, which I'd wanted to, take up simultaneously with the situation of me asking you, do you think that Atiku's opening, saying that the ticket should be open, is about wanting anybody at all to challenge challenge the APC, or this is based on his personal, greed for power?
His personal greed. If they are talking about opening the ticket for the primaries of ADC to everybody that wants to contest, it means they just want to give a smooth ride to APC to continue until 2031. That's just what I'm saying, because if the wrong person comes from ADC, Nigerians will not vote for ADC. If the wrong person comes, because we just look at, how are you going to convince Nigeria for some names we are seeing in ADC? Nigeria know why they are talking of ADC today, because they are talking of ADC because of one person. If only they give Obi ticket, Nigeria will see a change. But if that ticket is not in the hands of Obi, I doubt. It will just be like a smooth sail for APC to continue.
But of course, they are making different projections that the ADC would even be very strong, of course, in the north. And they said that they are trying to build their grassroots,
they could be strong in the north. Maybe they will win some states. But we're not about winning the presidency.
They talk about even to the south that they are building, their grassroots,
No, the building will start from Oshun and Ekiti and FCT local government elections. That we have FCT local government is next month.
Yeah.
Ekiti and Oshun is coming in this year. We want to see what they are building from the grassroots. We want to see even if they don't win the governorship of that state, they should be able to have some legislators.
But I think they said they are more focused on the presidential race because they have.
I mean, even if they are talking of focusing on, but we have to start seeing that gradually, at least they are making inroads into getting to the presidential race. Then you asked about. I mean, Atiku Abubakar is talking about President Tinubu wanting to make Nigeria a one-party state. It starts from them. When they don't do the right thing, things of this nature will easily happen. If people like him,
all right, I'd like you to hold your thoughts. We have a caller there. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me? All right, I think the network is not making us get that particular call here. All right,
hello.
Okay, sorry. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon. Oh, I think that was a drop call. Please go ahead.
So if people like him, at least he has been wanting to be president of Nigeria since 1993. I'm talking of the former vice president.
Yeah.
Till today, he sees that, okay, it's not too smooth for me to be there this time. Why don't he support somebody to be there? Must you be? Mandela came out of prison after 27 years. He did only 4 years and handed over. Is it not the same Africa? Can't you be another statesman and everybody will respect you? Okay, no, but people may not respect General Abdul-Salam Bakar today in Nigeria. But if you look at what he did, he wrote his name in the book of history, good history in Nigeria. When IBB was there for 7-8 years, could not conduct a presidential election for Nigerians to be returned to democracy. Eventually, Abacha came in. We have had Abacha for almost about 6 years plus or 7 years. He did not. But when he came in, within 9 months, he handed over. May 29 is not a significant date in Nigeria. But he made that day a significant date and said, let this thing go. Can't somebody also give such sacrifice for things to work?
Okay,
must it be you at all time? He would have said, I want to remain there for 5 years before I conduct election. Nigerians would have still be here.
But you know that the same way Obi has his own movement, as regards to the obedient movement, that's the same way Atiku also has.
Yes, he has. That's what I'm saying.
So the situation of you saying now that can't he just do the sacrifice?
No, the sacrifice I'm saying is, get me clear. Exactly what I'm saying is that the internal arrangement that we still have in this our democracy today is that let do their own too.
Okay.
That's where I'm speaking from. Now, a certain person is there and he has done 4 years. We'll complete his 4 years by 2027.
Yeah.
Then, if another certain person is coming from a stronger opposition like KDC and say, okay, I want to also contest this same position with this my own brother from the side that is already there. And they not actually now believe that, okay, this president we have there now, we are not enjoying his regime administration. Yeah. Nigerians are not enjoying his administration and they want a change by all means. Why don't they rally around that person from the south who has said he's going to do 4 years and he's going to leave after 4 years and say, okay, let's just remove this your brother from the south.
Now, that's where I was waiting for you. You know, you have said this, which is actually a lovely, explanation. But, Mr. Harris, don't forget that Atiku also has his own people that believes in him first. Secondly, that believes that he alone can take Nigeria off from this particular position we are in today and not even Obi. And don't forget that after President Muhammad Buhari left of blessed memories, after he left office, the emergence of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu saw so many Northerners leave office. He reshuffled, and the North didn't get so much, except we just want to lie to ourselves here. It became obvious that so many key areas, were taken over by the South.
They don't even call it South, they call it Lagos boys.
You understand? They even call them Lagos
boys.
So in a situation like that, don't you think that this particular, part of, Nigeria, this region, already has a way they perceive everybody from the South as regards to that particular presidential seat? So they don't even want a situation where they would be, looked down upon anymore or removed from office And that's why they're saying, okay, they want their person to go in any way. Because some of them are not even blaming their own former presidents that came from Katsina. But today, they are blaming the president that came from the West more. So in a situation like that, it's quite dicey. This particular side is saying the man that they are supporting is not even the part that they are supporting this man, and this man must not even become a vice. And on this other side, this man also says he's not going to back down because his people also want him to go. In a situation like that, do you think that if the so-called person or whoever it is wants to decide to sacrifice, for the party and of course for Nigerians, as you rightly said, do you think that the party will still have that support from his own place, especially coming with his own bloc?
It is simple. If you are complaining of a particular administration and the person that is leading you also joining that complaint, oh, this administration is not good to us, it's not favoring us, and that person has been able to come up with a formidable political party to challenge that administration that you are complaining of. And that person says, come, for now, this arrangement is not favoring us now. Let's let this man go. It's my person. I'm standing in for you people. Let's vote en masse for him. Followers are very ready to follow their principle at all times, especially in a political form.
Okay.
You see what some of obedience are saying now, that if it is not presidential candidate for any party, they are not going to follow Obi. That's what followers are all about. A follower like Atiku Abubakar can easily talk to his people and say, this is my candidate. Let's vote en masse for him. Then, by immediately after these 4 years, we know what to do. Okay. Let them even use these 4 years to get themselves, into power in Nigeria, and Nigeria begin to see, oh, they have actually. We now begin to also have 4 years to measure with them. PDP, APC, and ADC. Then we now say, okay, 2031, ADC only 4 years gave us this. That means we can go with this. That will even give them a better profile to actually campaign with in 2031 than now allowing greed again to come in 2027, and that greed will now erode the chance they may have in 2031.
Okay, Mr. Ives, I would like us to move to, of course, the second conversation as regards to Wike or us. APC gives Tinubu deadline in Rivers power struggle. The All Progressive Congress have actually said that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, should actually pick between, they said they are getting to that particular point. Senior figures in Nigeria's ruling All Progressive Congress have issued a stern warning to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, threatening to ask him to choose between the party or Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike. The warning follows Wike's declaration that Rivers State Governor Timileyin Fubara will not secure a second term in the 2027 election, which has angered APC loyalists in the state. The APC leaders are concerned about Wike's growing influence and action in Rivers State, which they fear could fracture party unity and set stage for a confrontation with the presidency. Of course, Wike, who is not officially registered with the APC, has been at odds with Fubara, and the party is worried that these particular maneuvers could undermine Tinubu's interests ahead of 2027. Mm-hmm. And, the National Secretary has actually said that Wike is not their member and should not even make such statement that the APC National Working Committee will do everything they can to protect their own, members as regards to being governor and what have you. So, for us to round off this conversation and to wrap it up for the day, what do you think about this APC situation?
I think the secretary spoke very well. Bashiru Ajibola, the National Secretary of APC, he spoke very well. And he spoke the mind of almost every Nigerian. It is an insult for somebody that is not a member of that party to now begin to dictate for who is going to be the candidate of a particular state.
But don't you think he's the one that owns the political structure of Rivers State?
What's political structure? Their constitution says that the leader, the governor of every state is the leader of that state. And if he's
the leader of that state, of course, yes.
If he so does well.
But this is political structure.
No, if he so does well and the people want him back, why won't he get the ticket? It's an insult for you to come to my house and begin to pull me out of my sitting room and my bedroom and say you want to take over. No, every power I have, I will use to fight you.
Don't forget
let me tell you what he has done in PDP. What he has done in PDP.
Okay.
Might enter APC if they don't check it immediately. This destruction he has destroyed PDP to where we are today. if they don't check it now, he has just planted the seed. What is the function of toying to the 23 local government and be talking of a thank you visit after 2.5 years of election? Because the national secretary went to commission some project about 3 weeks ago in Rivers and saw what Fubara is doing and said, with all this I'm saying, you deserve a second tenure. That was the only pronouncement. So they're not panically took Wike out of Abuja.
Okay, for us to round off now, Mr. Elvis, are you saying Fubara is finally safe? And do you think that Wike would actually lose the favor of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
I am actually waiting for how President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is going to handle this matter, because last year, when this matter started at this moment that led to the emergency rule, Fubara was still a member of PDP, and Wike was still a member of PDP. Now Fubara has joined his political party. What he did in Lagos during the removal of Obasa, Speaker of the Lagos State House Assembly, and after about 3 months, he brought him back to power and quell that imbroglio that was coming up in Lagos State. We want to see him do more of it now in Rivers. I want to see whether APC will trade Fubara for Wike in this 2027 general election, because the president has the power to hire and fire. If he's loyal to the president and the president wants to keep him, the party and leadership and the party members with what is going on and even the governors, the progressive governors are in support of Fubara, because they know what happened to Fubara. If they don't check it, might happen to any of them. Okay. So if they now withdraw their support from President Tinubu, there is no vote in federal. The votes are in the states.
Okay.
Do you understand? If he wants to start campaigning today, he's going to be moving around the states, and it's the state governor that will host him in whichever state it goes.
So
if he does that, he might lose the interest of the state governors, and that will spare doom for his political ambition.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Elvis, for joining the program. That was quite a very intense one there. But of course, just for me to leave you with this, don't forget that the same president actually did it to somebody some years ago. Don't forget. He also did the same thing that Wike is doing.
He was not a presidential candidate then.
But it's fine.
He wasn't. He knows what it means now. Rivers State now is not as important.
So press for time, Mr.
Thank you.
Mr. Elvis. So press for time, and I'm so sorry that we can't actually take more. But of course, I know that you have so much to say as regards to Wike's conversation. Coming up next is Locker Room. Of course, if you love the world of sports, I would like you to stay put to enjoy the program. Don't give up, because it is not over. Tough time doesn't last, but tough will last for